Metal Pit.
Lance Hall here for the Metal Pit. Happy to welcome Doro Pesch to the program today. Doro, how are you?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, really good. I just came back from the States. Actually, we played a great show in St. Charles, Chicago area. And then I did a movie in Switzerland. It's a Western movie, and it was filmed in America and in Switzerland. And my part was Calamity Jane, and I had to shoot with it was great. And I did a soundtrack for that movie too. So I just came back, and it was many adventures the last couple of weeks. Yes.
Definitely. What is the movie and when is it coming out? Can you give us any details on that yet?
Yeah, actually, they're still filming it. My part is done, but I think the work title is kind of like "You Lucky Bastard" or something.
Okay.
And it's a Western movie, and I think they filmed it in Utah and all, like in the desert. And I think it's coming out next year. And I did the soundtrack as well. I did 2 title tracks, 2 songs of the soundtrack, and it was fun. It's always an adventure. Like doing a movie is always like cool, and it's inspiring for new songs and all. So yeah.
That is awesome. Well, we're here to talk about your latest release, Warriors of the Sea, that's coming out on your own record label, Rare Diamonds, October 24th. It's a little gift for us to tide us over until your winter tour concludes and your new album comes out. And you've got a new song on there called Warriors of the Sea. And this is sort of a tribute to you. Sold out 2 Metal Queen metal cruises this year, and you've got a 3rd scheduled for June of next year.
Yes, that's right. Wow,
Did I get
you're
it all
very
right?
informed. Wow, man, you're like, wow. You did great research. I'm blown away. Yes.
Absolutely. The thing I learned so much doing this interview. I learned where blue curacao comes from.
Oh, yes. Oh, shall I show you? You want to see?
Yeah.
Okay.
The vinyl coming out with the blue curacao in it.
Yes. And actually, I drove all night to get it from the factory, and here it is. I just have to put the phone. Okay. That's the picture disc. That's like how it looks on picture disc, and
right.
And that's like all, the track list. The B-side is all live tracks, and you can see like the ghost ship, and that's that's how it looks like, the cover. And this one is the liquid filled vinyl with blue curacao. Check this out.
Wow. Who came up with that idea?
Yeah, actually, I came up with that idea because I want to do something special, and the cruise was something special. And then at first, I wanted to write a song for the cruise, and it just came out. The chorus, the lyrics, the melody, it was all there. And I worked on it with my bass player Stefan Herkenhoff. We actually have 2 bass players. Nick Douglas, he's with me since 1990, and Stefan, he's working, he was on tour with me. We were working really nice in the studio together on our last album that was called Conquerors, Forever Strong and Proud. Yeah, and then I told him, I have this idea, Warriors of the Sea for the cruise. And he listened to it. He said, oh yeah, let's do it. I love it. And then we did the song, and it came out pretty nice, I think. And I played it live, and we played it live on the cruise. And then we did a really nice video for it. So if you guys want to check it out on YouTube.
It's a great video.
It's a great video. No? And then I thought, man, I want to have like a little single, maybe picture this single, something special. And then somebody said, how about you put like 3 songs on it, like a 12-inch? And I said, yeah, or maybe a whole album with like all the songs which would fit our ghost ship pirate thing.
Yeah.
And then we did it, and then I thought I want to definitely have a picture of this, and I want to have something special, like maybe a cutout we did in the 80s. You remember these cool things? You could always hang it on the wall. You would never play it, but it was like, I always want to have stuff like that. And I'm a big vinyl collector. And then I thought, how about like a limited edition of the liquid filled vinyl with blue curacao, because it reminds you on the ocean, and it's nice blue. I saw some bands, they have blood in it, but I thought, that's done already, so I want to do something nice. And it's real alcohol, so if you have the feeling you need a sip, you can put a hole in it, drink it, but you will not get drunk. It's not enough in it. So
That's awesome.
it's just for fun.
I want to take you back a little bit. In researching for this interview, I read this is back maybe like one of your first bands you were forming as a teen, maybe you're in your 20s, I'm not sure. You took some Marshall stacks and a generator down to the Rhine River, and the cops came and I said, what was going on? And you said, well, we're having a little concert here. And they said, well, finish your set, and then we're going to shut you down. But by the end of the set, they were headbanging.
Yes, the cops, yes. And I tell you, it was such a great time because you could be totally free, you could turn up the volume just like, we had a generator and then we had a concert. And at first we met in our rehearsal room, and then, the drummer said, hey, shall we play a concert? And we thought, okay. And we all, schlepped our equipment onto the Rhine River, and it was hilarious. And there were so many fans there, so many people came, and the cops, but it was so cool. And, and it was so much fun. And it was like the beginning when metal became bigger and bigger, and it was great to be a witness of the time when the whole metal scene was forming, the metalheads, the metal bands, when you were just doing stuff, you were doing it all by yourself. I was printing the posters, I was putting on the posters on each whatever, usually under bridges, I always put the posters. And then there were some other people, some other bands coming, they put their poster over our poster, and there were really fist fights to get the posters up. And it was such a fun time. And
Now, was this an early version of Warlock, or was this another band?
Actually, my first band was called Snakebit.
Okay.
And it was with Snakebite when we went to the Rhine River with the generator. And then the second band was Beast. And then the third band, Attack. And then Warlock. And Warlock was right time, right place. We formed in 1982. And then it was, like when metal, became bigger and bigger. It was awesome. And we played our first gigs actually with Metallica when we had our first album out. First album was called Burning the Witches, which I still love to play, like especially the title track, Burning the Witches, Metal Racer. I always love to play. Yeah, and we played our first gigs with Metallica. Wow. And then festivals, actually Venom, they were the big band, the big headliner. And and then in 1986 we got our big break. It was the legendary Monsters of Rock festivals, and 2 in Germany, but 1 in England, Castle Donington. And it was super important, like I think 80,000 people there going crazy, and all the journalists, agencies, management, everybody was there. And we hopped on stage, and it was actually one of the best gigs. And then everybody said, okay, let's give this little band Warlock a shot. We could hop on tour with Judas Priest. And then I could do a little promotion tour in America for 3 days. And after 2 days, I knew I wanted to stay. And then I stayed. And then we did our album, Triumph and Agony. Here you can see in the background. Triumph and Agony. And
that's amazing.
There was a big album cover at the time. It was actually in the Guinness Book of World Records, because it was the biggest. I don't know if it's still the biggest, but it was definitely in the 80s. So yeah, I always wanted to do metal. I was always a metalhead. I'm still a big metal fan. I still love to go to concerts. I love to perform on stage, but I love to see other bands and to hang out with the metalheads. And it's awesome. I always wanted to do it, and now I can do it for such a long time. It's actually, wow, it's unreal. I think I did, close to 3,500 concerts by now. So,
wow. Thinking back now to that first, gig you did there down on the Rhine with a generator, with Snakebite. Now move forward, you're playing cruise ships as yourself.
Oh, unbelievable. And actually, you know what? It felt a little bit similar, because on the cruise ship, when you seen the video, you could see the people felt so free. We definitely turned it up to 11. It was loud as hell. It was great. People from all over the world came, from America, from England, from all over Europe, from Brazil. So it was awesome, and it felt actually a little bit similar, just that we did a nice concert in a ship, and all like all together, like, trying to fight the good fight, and it was actually pretty cool. But I never would have thought that, yeah, that we would do our own cruise. But it was so much fun. I want to do it again next year. We
Mm,
are planning doing it June 6th out of Cologne, Germany. But I want to do it all over the world if possible. But of
nice.
course, playing all the other cruises like Monsters of Rock cruise or
Yeah.
10,000 tons of metal. Yeah, I
Mm,
love cruises, but the own ones, I could do my own songs for 2.5, 3 hours, playing like deep cuts, which we would normally not do on a normal show or normal festival or normal cruise, yeah.
and you don't have to worry about the cops showing up. You know,
You're fun, yeah.
you talked about how you picked these tracks out. You wanted to go with a warrior theme or a sailing theme or something like that. Was there a track on this that you rediscovered that you had kind of forgotten about, and when you sort of revisited it, you thought, "Wow, I forgot how great this track is."
Yeah, I think Above the Ashes, that's one of my favorite. I think it's one of the most soulful songs. That's actually the live version.
Mhm.
And I think Above the Ashes, it has such a, wow, it has such a nice, gives you goosebumps, like great melody, great lyrics. Yeah, we haven't played it in a while. So that one, I think that's a real diamond. And there's one German song on it, which actually it's just piano and my voice. And
Mm,
it's actually, the translation is like a Song of the Ocean. It's called Seelied. I think
mm,
that's pretty special. And yeah, and my favorite song of our latest album, Conquerors, Forever Strong and Proud, was actually Children of the Dawn. So that was one of my favorite songs. And I thought, yeah, the live version is really nice. And yeah, and Touch Too Much, the cover version of AC/DC's Touch Too Much, that's actually a lot of fun to sing. I was a big AC/DC fan. I still am. I love Bon Scott. Really, so Touch Too Much is one of my favorite AC/DC tunes.
that's awesome. I got looking back at some of the songs that you had covered. I forgot you did White Wedding, and some of the others that you did. Do you have any songs left that you hear every once in a while? You think, "Oh, I want to do a cover of that."
Yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. I Put a Spell on You. That's every time I hear that. It's very rare that you hear it on the radio, but I Put a Spell on You. Oh, I love it. So that one would be nice. And yeah, and from metal, yeah, I just I don't know if you heard the limited edition of the Conquerors album. There was one cool Metallica song on the Four Horsemen. I think that came out so cool, and I always wanted to do that, so I did it last. Yeah, it is on the bonus tracks section, because the record company said, yeah, maybe it should be in the bonus tracks. It's a cover version, but I thought, oh man, it's so good, it's so good. Um, there was a lot of fun to do. I love A Tout Le Monde by Megadeth. I
Mm,
would love to do a cover version of that. And yeah, oh God, I guess there are many songs I would love to do. And
yeah,
but I think I did all my favorites. Yeah, like
yeah,
started actually with A Wider Shade of Pale on the Force Majeure album. There was that album that came out
yes.
in 89, and that just actually went gold. The record company called me and said that it's gold. So that was actually a nice surprise. And we are in contact with the old record company again, with Universal. It used to be Phonogram, Polygram, but
Mm,
we put out actually all picture this of all these great records, like all the Doro and Warlock catalog, and I write new liner notes, and a beautiful picture disc. So that's in the making, and I love it, because many people don't even know like the back catalog, like
mm.
Hellbound. Actually, that was our second album. That's now an anniversary. It came out in '85. So there are many things in the making, and
That's
yeah.
cool. Well, I remember buying, this is where your music took me back when I was researching for this. I remember buying the Truest Steel album. And at the time, I was DJing and I DJ'd a lot of high school dances. And I couldn't really play the metal tracks, but you could always play the ballads. And I remember playing Love Song a time or two at high school dances.
You did Love Song.
Yeah.
Oh, we never played it live. I love that song. It didn't get much attention. Nobody ever mentioned it. So I think you're one of the first people, and that you said you played it as a DJ. That means so much to me. That's so awesome.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I was always looking for the ballads because I could play those because they would get up and slow dance to the ballads.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, yeah, you can song. That's a beautiful song. Yeah, actually, I'm like, I like the whole spectrum from super brutal, aggressive, like fast, to super, super soulful and loving.
Yeah. Well, as long as I've got you, tell me, can you give me a little bit of background on Love Song, the inspiration, the story behind the song?
Oh, yeah, actually, I wrote it with, oh man, I tell you, so many people are not anymore with us. And my producer, Jeff Norton, he just died this year. I did many records with him in New Jersey. Great producer, super awesome, intelligent, funny guy. And my producer of the Burning the Witches, Hellbound, and True Steel album, his name was Henry Staroste. And we worked in his studio doing demos. And he was actually a great piano player. And then, yeah, we came up with this melody. And then he did some chords, and this melody and the lyrics, they just came up. Usually I'm pretty good with choruses, I think. And yeah, and the chorus, like, every song I sing is a love song for you. That just came out. And then, we recorded it. And then a little bit later, I wrote the verses. And then the song, yeah, came out. And actually, yeah, I did it with Henry. And he just died couple of weeks ago, actually. And actually, I must say, man, it's getting pretty lonely. Like, all the greatest people I work with, they are not anymore with us here. I hope we will see each other again. But like Lemmy or Ronnie James Dio, people I did a lot of songs with, or worked with, or did a great tour with. Yeah, but Love Song, that was actually, it was, I always feel when it just shoots out, when it comes out, like, from deep, from your soul, from your heart, when it's like just an innocent idea, that's always the best. Like when you sit down and you write a song, I think that never has like the same depth. It could happen, you could definitely write a song like great riff or great groove, but I prefer to have first the lyric idea and the melody at the same time, especially the chorus. I think that's most important, and then put everything around it. And yeah, and actually the love song, it means every song I sing is a love song for you. It's for the fans. The fans I love. It's like, that's always, yeah. I don't mean a partner or a boyfriend, or I don't never married. I always mean the fans. Every love song is a song for the fans.
I think it'd be interesting for you to try playing it live and see the reaction you get.
That's a great idea.
Maybe you'd get people to dance.
Yeah, yes. And sometimes when we play gigs, and then usually it's, you remember the song Für immer, right? Of the album. There was the first one in English, German, and Spanish. And sometimes when I say, okay, now, it's for you guys, deep inside my heart, Für immer, that means forever, then I see people kissing the whole time. Sometimes I cannot even not look at it because they kiss so intensely. And then when the song is over, then they're like all like, all sweaty, and, and they're like, like you can tell, it's pure love, and it's so nice. And Love Song, I should try it out. Thank you for giving me that great idea. I guess just the diehard fans know that song. It's like, I think my band, they don't even know that song. So, but it's nice. That's maybe something for a special event, like maybe for the cruise or for the winter tour. I want to call it, or I called it Winter Magic Tour, and I want to call all some deep cuts which people have never heard. So that would be a nice idea. That would be a nice idea. It's such a nice melody, and wow, that you mentioned it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. we've got Warriors of the Sea coming out. You're mentioning your winter tour, and this is all, Warriors of the Sea is to tie us out for a new album. Do you have stuff in the works for a new album? Are you working on one, or are you going to tour first and then do it?
Yeah, actually, yeah, touring and the summer festivals next year, that's very important. One festival is already confirmed, so I can announce it. That's in Houston, Texas. It's the Health Heroes Festival, and we will play an old school metal set, like all Warlock stuff. So the whole probably Triumph and Agony and Hellbound, Burning the Witches. So that's what we have confirmed. And then, yeah, many festivals, gigs. I want to do many record release parties in America and in Germany for the Warriors of the Sea album. And and baptize it with blue curacao. No, that's the wrong one. That's the one.
There we go.
Like making a nice party. And and then I'm working on a DVD Blu-ray, because we did our big anniversary in Wacken. That's one of the biggest metal festivals. And we had great guests on, like Joey Belladonna of Anthrax was there, and Mickey D of Motorhead, now Scorpions, Phil Campbell of Motorhead, Hansi Kirsch of a Blind Guardian, Udo Dirkschneider, great ladies like Elisa White-Gluz of Arch Enemy. She was there. Angela Gosso of Arch Enemy. She was there too. It was the first time that both singers were on the same stage. And we did Touch of Evil of Triumph and Agony with Elisa.
Nice.
All for metal and all we are with everybody. And we had great guest Tarja Turunen of the ex-singer of Nightwish was there. And so I'm working on a DVD Blu-ray, because these two concerts, one was in Wacken and the other one was in my former hometown, Düsseldorf, Germany. And it will be a long DVD Blu-ray. So we're first putting out this and then a new album, and then more touring worldwide and festivals and more adventures. And then hopefully the movie will come out beginning of next year. And and then maybe doing more soundtracks, like more songs for soundtracks. And then working every day on something exciting, just
That's
try
awesome.
to make the fans happy and giving them something, something cool, something what empowers them and gives them good vibes, good energy.
I want to try and sort of keep you on time, and I've got a few more minutes left on my Zoom call here. I wanted to ask you, I'll close out with this question. You've overcome so much in your life, tuberculosis as a teen. At one point, the Warlock name got taken from you, from management. You've overcome so much, you've persevered, and you're such an inspiration. If a young person came up to you today for advice, on a career in music, and they're looking to be, to have the longevity that you've had, what would you tell them?
Actually, I would say, whatever you do it 100%, do it with your whole heart, and always follow your gut instinct, follow your heart, follow your soul. You can't go wrong, and be yourself. Don't try to mimic anybody. Having a role model is okay, because you live and learn, maybe you can, like see, how a band or a singer or a musician is doing something, and always try to get good people around you who believe in you. If nobody believes in you, just believe in yourself and do what you feel is right. Don't let the bastards get you down. And then I would say, before you sign a contract, always try to get legal advice, because from experience, we were kids, we were so naive. I was always like, I was trusting everybody. I thought everybody is like our friend. And, so I would say, go to a good lawyer. And because, as a musician, you're interested in making the fans happy, putting on a killer show, writing great songs, whatever. And go to an expert who checks your contract, that you will not write your life away. We signed many contracts where everybody said, oh, why did you? But we thought, yeah, because we were trusting this person or this company. So I would say, yeah, get a good lawyer before you sign something, and then do what you feel is right and follow your heart. And yeah, and then it's okay to have like like you have to know it's always going up and down, always going up and down. And if you make a mistake, so what? You will learn from it, you will laugh about it later, but then go on. And never ever give up. Always stand your ground, always fight for your music, and do what you feel is right, and you can never go wrong. And eventually people will learn to love it. And if it's like totally crazy, that's okay, because the more unique you are, or the more unique the idea is, I think in the end that's good.
Mm.
That's good. And yeah, and just go for it every day, and don't take long breaks. I think that's sometimes hard, to take a long break and then to go back. It's like, I think, like always doing something. And yeah, when we started out, we were rehearsing every day, and I thought, why are we rehearsing every day? I never slept because I had the day job. I was a graphic artist, then going right back into the rehearsal room, then going back to work because we rehearsed all night. And I thought, why did we do it every day? But later on, I thought it's good to do something every day. You get better, and you get you get wiser. You probably know what not to do, and but have fun with what you're doing. And if you don't have fun, then just find something what really feels, it's like, it's fun. It's not like hard work that feels like torture. So always like do what you love, and love will take you places. I think when you love something, when you do something with passion and love, when you put your whole heart and time into it, your whole being, that's what people like, that's what people want.
Mm.
And
Fantastic advice. Fantastic advice. Let's give you one more plug here. The album is called Warriors of the Sea. It's coming out on Rare Diamonds on October 24th. Can they order it through like a website that you have, or traditional outlets, or how would we get a hold of it?
yeah, in America, you can buy it in all these places like Best Buy or Amazon. You can actually get it in the States. You
Okay.
don't have to buy an expensive import like you used to, like like when we couldn't get a release in America. But yeah, Best Buy, Amazon, all these great Barnes and Nobles, everybody has it, so you can find it everywhere, or check online. And yeah, we have a shop as well in our merch shop. I think it's Doro merch. I forgot, man. I'm not a good saleswoman or salesman. I just do the stuff, and then hope people will find it. They will find it. The
They
diehard
will.
always find it.
We always do. We always do. Doro, as always, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. It's always an honor to get to sit down with you and
Thank
talk about things. And it's a pinch me moment every time I go back to 1986, buying that True as Steel album, and talk to you is amazing.
Yes, and I will. Yes, if I may, I will definitely try to work it out to have love song in our set list. I will see. I will tell you how it works, what people will say, and
Excellent.
will work
I would
out.
I would love that. Yes, much luck and success with all the tours and everything you're working on. May all your travels be safe and all your shows sold out.
Thank you so much. Hey, metal, keep on rocking. Thank you very much for having me. And hi to all the metalheads and all the guys and girls out there. And lots of love and power, and rock on. Mwah.
Doro
I
Pesch in the metal pit with Lance Hall. Thank you, Doro.
thank you. Let's be
Bye
good.
bye.
Bye bye.